your local weather authority with meteorologist Alex Kirkove.
Well, taking a look back here in October, I do this every month just to kind of evaluate, did we see it warmer than normal, cooler than normal, different things like that. We were about 3.8 degrees warmer or above average for the month of October, but we were drier than normal. Normally we fall at about 3.8 is our average rainfall, and we were only at about 2.6. So overall, we did see a lot less rain, but warmer temperatures, and you can kind of look at this, kind of get that nice look back for the month of October. Our highs for the day today, we are officially now in November, so congratulations to all of you who like that holiday season and the more fall-like weather. We are seeing those highs only in the 50s for the day today. Current winds are starting to kind of blow a little bit out of the west, southwest, but overall aren't finding a nice pattern to that. Current temperatures right now, though, dipping down into the 40s overall, so it's pretty cool out there. Nothing much showing up on our Dorsa Automotive Doppler radar. We do see a couple of small isolated showers, one down there in Clay County, Illinois, but overall, when we look at our satellite radar, we are seeing a little bit of a pattern happening and a system kind of making its way into our area, although it is pretty slight. Looking at that water vapor satellite, we do see a little bit of moisture here in our area, but what we are also tracking is this system that's up here in those higher plains, and that's going to make its way down into our area by about midweek next week. Current temperatures across the region, you can see this nice cool polar air dipping down into our area, but to the southwest of us, that's where those warmer temperatures are, and when we get a nice air mass from the southwest here in a couple of days, that's why we are going to see those warmer temperatures. But tonight, set your clocks back. You will get another hour of sleep, but the cost to that is we are going to see even earlier daylight, or we're going to see even earlier sunsets. So that's kind of the downfall to that. I point out this on my sunset tracker here. You can see November 1st, which is tonight, we are going to have a sunset around 6:49. But then as we head throughout the rest of November, we start to see sunsets obviously an hour earlier than that at around 5:40 to 5:30. Now the rain, that's kind of the other story for this week. We are going to see a small chance of some rain kind of make its way in on Friday. You can kind of see that system make its way through. And then again on Saturday. The reason this is because we are getting some systems coming in from the northwest, but then we're also getting that moisture in from the south to kind of reinstate that. Our high for the day today was 52. That low was 37. Now this is still falling well below average for this time of the year, but overall we aren't going to see a very consistent pattern with this. We are now going to be on a warm-up coming up. No rain for the day today. This is set a new average now that we are in the month of November. We normally see a little bit over 3.5 inches for the month of November. The river stage there in Terre Haute is 3.4 and stationary. So the next thing I kind of just want to show here is the 48-hour temperatures. We are going to be sitting in the 40s into the overnight. Things will dip down into the 30s, but then by the time we get to those early morning hours, we are going to start to see lows again for a potential chance of those frost advisories. And when you mix in some of that moisture with that, especially that risk for some frost advisories. Now, feels like for the next 48 hours, playing this out, it doesn't look much different. The winds kind of stay pretty docile. So overall, that feels like for the next 48 hours isn't going to change much. Now, we can see this here. A lot of the winds start to kind of come out. They're trying to get organized. Once we get those winds from the southwest, that's what's bringing up that moisture that can possibly bring in some systems later on into next week. Our temperature trend, we have this cooler air. This is going to be one of the cooler days today on Saturday for the next 7 days, because then we have a nice push of some warm air into our area. But then, just like anything in those weather systems, things keep moving, and cooler temperatures and cooler air is going to be on the horizon once we get into November. But when we take a look here, our 6 to 10 day temperature outlook, we're still sitting at that above normal. Tonight, it's going to cool off to 36 and partly cloudy. Tomorrow, we are going to warm up to only 57. We can see those chances of some isolated showers. I do want to note that, especially into the early morning hours. But then taking a look at our 7-day forecast, we are going to be warming up once again. Those 60s are in the forecast. Wednesday, we could potentially see that high in the 70s. It kind of keeps fluctuating. But then by the time we get to Friday and Saturday of next week, we have a good chance of some widespread rain.